What's up, you guys? Happy Sunday. I am here for a good time, not a long time. All right, I'll tell you that much. Today / this week has been like the craziest whirlwind. Wyatt is not at home. He is in Florida visiting his dad. And I have just been solo momming it. So it has felt incredibly tumultuous this week. Put that in fucking Merriam-Webster dictionary, okay? I feel like even my headphones feel like they're fitting weird. Like, is my head shaped weird? Am I wearing them wrong? I don't know, but welcome back to Brunch with DESB, your favorite dysfunctional Sunday podcast for 5 years now, okay? And sometimes I wonder, I'm like, has anyone listened for the full 5 years? Because I'll be honest, like I'm pretty much at the same like concept since we started. Like it's a Sunday podcast. It's meant to be like your BFF, your chat, and you're catching up, talking all things, right? But over the iterations, call it of, let's even say myself, not necessarily the podcast, just how I've grown and changed over 5 years. You've grown and changed too. So if you've been listening from the beginning, I'd love to know. I wonder who out there has listened since episode 1. Maybe not has listened to every episode because I get it, like, life happens, but who has still been a listener since literally episode 1? That'd be my question. And I think about episode 1, I think about where I was. Oh my gosh, like I would probably cringe listening back to some of my old stuff, but also like not, because I think I was still funny then. I don't think I said anything I wouldn't say now. It's just more of, I think like there's a maturity, there's a tone that comes across in your voice that sometimes you're like, you listen back to, you're like, oh my God, I just sound young, But here we are on Sunday. I'm wearing my Paragon refined square bra with the Reluna shorts. This is in the new Coastal collection coming out May 2nd. And I feel cute today. I did a self-tan. And we're actually talking about looks today. I talked to you guys about that last week. I was like, we're going to be talking about like expectations of beauty this week. And I wanted to kind of save it for its own topic and its own podcast because it's something that I've been like thinking about lately. In something I do ingest in my social media, so to speak. So before we get into it, just a little housekeeping, little updates. First and foremost, it's gonna be May. It's gonna be May. It's gonna be May. That one was pretty good. Okay, rate that on a scale of 10. I feel like that was pretty close. I can't believe April's already gone. Like the fact that it's already been almost a month since my birthday is crazy because I feel like the month leading up to my birthday took so long, like going on a trip. I feel like you get the energy, right? You're like waiting, you're counting down for something, and then all of a sudden it's here, and that same amount of time then passed from what you were like counting down for. And you're like, oh my gosh, the past month went by so much faster than the month prior. So it's already May. Archie is almost 3 years old. I don't know if any of you guys have had this experience, but I swear to God, Archie has been 2 for 5 years. Like there is something about him, and I don't know if it's a middle child thing. Like if you have multiple, or if you are a middle child, like, did you ever feel like you were stuck at an age? Because he has seriously been 2 for way too long. And it's crazy. Maybe it's because so much has happened in the past year since he turned 2 to like now. Also last year, I will say when he turned 2, I was pretty like heavily pregnant by this point. I don't want to say I wasn't like mentally present, but I was just in such a fuzz. Like I look back at that time and I'm like, yeah, I couldn't even tell you what happened in the month of May, June, and then obviously July I had Evie. Like it was the craziest end of pregnancy for me. I feel like mentally I was just like unavailable for real. Like I was miserable and I was unavailable. So he's going to be 2. Evie is closing in on even turning 1. Like I have to start churning and burning these birthday parties, and not even birthday parties. Like we just do like little gatherings. Like I think we're going to take Archie and the kids to Sky Zone for his birthday. Like, that'll make his whole heart happy and all the kids happy. And then for Evie, like I do want to do something kind of special. Like she's not only my last baby, she's my only daughter, and she's also gonna be 1. Like it's kind of a mix of like important things, right? So I want to do something special, but man, I just feel like my mental bandwidth is like unavailable. Like her nursery, her room, haven't even touched it since she's been born. Haven't even touched it. Like all of this cute nursery decor that I bought, like when she came out of my womb to decorate, didn't even do it. Like where is time gone? And it makes me feel like such a piece of shit. But I have to figure out like a paint color, and then you have to like nail shit into the wall. Like I don't know. I'm not Bob the Builder. I'm not Bob the I will hit a fucking stud. Okay. Like you cannot trust me with a hammer and a nail or a fucking screwdriver. Like I'm way too like, let's get it done fast where I won't do it right. And I know that about myself. Like I can't, I don't have the patience for that. I would, in a perfect world, would love for Evie and Archie's birthday present, like collectively, would love to get them a play set in the backyard. But I would really love to like put like a little bit of mulch underneath it or like rubber mulch, like make it an actual like nice play set. Haven't even taken the first step to do that. You know what I mean? It's like, I have all of these great ideas, not executing a single one right now. Honestly, just not doing it. So if you're in the same boat, let me know. Especially when spring comes, you have this rush to do everything at once. Like it feels like the first nice day comes. So you're like, okay, we got to go to the zoo. We got to visit Chicago. We got to go on walks. We got to do the outdoor landscape. We got to do and then it just feels like you have to do it all at once. And before you know it's September, you know, you're like, fuck, we did nothing that we planned. So that part kind of blows. But you know, we'll figure it out. All right. So I have a few different things that I want to talk about today, but my phone is actually charging right here. So I have to like lean over and pull up my notes app. Something I wanted to chat about was Justin Bieber. Bieber has been making headlines lately about just being, people are like worried about him. He's making weird cryptic like messages. Typical, like no offense, typical Justin Bieber stuff. Like I think as a Justin Bieber fan, this isn't shocking to me. Like we have seen this evolution of him since he was a teenager. Like ever since we saw him after like, you know, what I would say like his Justice tour, he's a weird kid. Okay. And is part of that because he was in Hollywood since he was so young? Like, yes, I do. Like, I don't think he'd be weird if he didn't grow up in the, you know, fame in the public eye, but like, he's a spunky dude. Like, I think a lot of musicians and artists are like, they have little quirks because that's the part of their brain that they use besides like other people, right? I don't know. So anyways, there's this whole big controversy right now going on with Drew House, which was a brand that he was a part of with his good friend, Ryan Good, Scooter Braun, and then this other guy, I'm blanking on his name right now, but anyways, this other guy who is like a part of the group, outside of like, he has a pastor in there as well. He's like right now potentially being gone after for murder. So Justin Bieber dipped from Drew House and he's now making his own brand. Him and Haley collectively, I believe it's called like Skylark or something. I mentioned this a few episodes ago and I'm really excited for it. I think it'll be good. His creativity gets to come out, etc. So anyways, I just feel like ever since being a young kid, he has been nothing but exploited and used, and people just use him and use him and use him. Like, I feel bad. I feel like he's genuinely continued to grow up just being used. Like, even at the time when he went, you know, completely viral and popped off, I even think Usher used him. Usher wanted to be like the person who found the next big thing, and he used him for his own public gain as well. And then it just catapulted from there. So, you know, and then we see all of this Diddy stuff. We know Justin Bieber was heavily involved with Diddy. Also, haven't heard a thing about Diddy in a while. Like, it's so dumb how quick things that are of such importance get dropped. So anyways, Justin Bieber posted this on his Instagram story, and I screenshotted it because I wanted to be like, what do you guys think? That feeling of, so by the way, it's a post that he typed out. The song that is on it is Came Out Better. That feeling of guilt can be relieved. How? Not by going to church or reading your Bible, but just receive that God forgives. The message is forgiveness. Jesus forgives who? The cutter? Maybe is that a spelling error? I don't know. Never forgives. They treat me like ass out here. But if I remember that I am flawed too, and God forgave me, it helps me stop feeling better than those people who are mean and hurtful. Because when I'm really honest, I can be mean and hurtful too. My instinct is to be like, damn, I wouldn't gossip and spread lies about someone on the internet, but there's other shit I do I'm not proud of. That God is gracious with. Hurt people. And honestly, if I was you, it would be hard to not be jealous if I saw me and Haley going so brazy. Okay. It's really up for us, and that's understandable why people can't stand it. I don't blame them. Haley and I are the Joneses that are impossible to keep up with, period. And then he creates one more post after that. It says, your Bible can't save you. Okay, so I don't know what in the cryptic shit is going on with Justin Bieber. But at the end of the day, I think he said it best. Like, guess what? I'm up. I'm up. I'm feeling good. I'm happy. Like, sorry, And, if you think about it in hindsight, like, we haven't heard much of Justin Bieber in the past couple of years. Like, we've seen him out and about. We've seen him at paparazzi. There was a minute there where he was doing some music. He did a few songs like with DJ Khaled, whatever. But we haven't really heard him. Shit, I mean, since 2016, 2017, maybe? Like, other than, again, a few songs here and there. So I will be curious to see how he continues to like evolutionize over the next year, because we have this new clothing brand coming out. There are details that he is going to be returning to music. Like, I don't know. I want to hear what he has to say, because I think there's a lot of people in Hollywood that are very hush hush because they are scared to speak out about whatever it might be, right? And he seems to be one of those. Like, I feel like he knows a lot, but is either number one, fuck it, I'm a dad now, I don't give a fuck. Or number two, he has to be very careful about his moves. Because again, I'm sure he's done stuff too that is embarrassing that other people won't tell anyone either. Like everyone in Hollywood, I feel like just has blackmail on each other. Whether they use it out of spite or not, it's just like, ooh, I would never want to wrong that person because that one night we did this. But I would be curious. So last thing I'll leave you with, let me know what you think about Justin Bieber, is Demi Moore was chosen to be People's Most Beautiful Woman. Now, I think this is 100% warranted. She had a huge year last year, / really like into this year with award season. And, I talked about this last year too with her speech, her acceptance speech, the way that she played in The Substance and all of this stuff. This is her time to shine. And it's crazy because, again, go back and listen to my episode. I think the title was like, if Demi Moore didn't give up, you shouldn't either, or something like that. Like, she has worked her whole life. And I feel like just now she's really striking the iron while it's hot. Like, she is the name on everyone's lips. And she's in her 60s. Like now is her time. So it's crazy. Like, you just have to keep showing up in whatever you're doing. You never know when it could happen for you. And you would hate to not keep going right before that big thing happened. Right. So, I love her story because although she is definitely still a celebrity that none of us will, with all due respect, will probably ever be, it's still such a valid story of like hard work. And I think about this often. Like, I think about celebrities and actors and how we look at them sometimes and we're like, oh my God, they just get to sit around all day and like do nothing. When, like, honestly, if I think about an actor and the amount of times that they have to be on set and the amount of time it takes to film one take or have to redo the same kissing scene 900 times or have to say the same lines, like, it's a crazy job. Like, I watch a lot of behind the scenes of TV shows, movies, especially one of my favorites to watch behind the scenes are Titanic. That's a really cool one if you ever have the chance to look at behind the scenes. Avatar is another one. And a lot of these characters and actors too, they have to like almost physically train for a certain role too, right? Because you have to be like good at it. So like I think of this new show that's out right now on HBO Max called The Pit. These doctors on the show, right, are obviously not real doctors, they're actors, but they had to go to like this quote, they kind of made it like a hospital school for 2 weeks to learn how to be properly placing IVs and how to touch a patient properly to insert a catheter or like stuff like this, where it's like they have to learn these things and apply them to their job. So when I think of actors and stuff, and I think of the amount of work that they put in, although yes, would we all want to be actors on that lifestyle with those wages? 100%. But I think we do need to give credit where it's due of like hard work, and I do think acting is one of the harder gigs. Singing, being an artist, like a singer, I think I'm in between, because I think to be creative and to constantly be innovative in the way you're writing, thinking about having a song that hits with people, like you're kind of in charge of that, and your voice has to stay good. You have to stay healthy. And a lot of times, if you're going to be an artist, you're typically touring, which I think does a number on the body in a different way. So again, grass is greener on the other side, but I think if I were to picture like the most, celebrity the creators, everything that involves like high paid wages, I would 100% think that like acting is one of the hardest jobs. 100%. One of the hardest jobs that we look at and go, oh, that would be easy. That's what I mean. So yeah, you have to let me know like what you think about the job. What would be the hardest job in Hollywood? Model, acting, singing. Like what would be, again, relative, right? But what would be the hardest? Because I really think acting would be. Including like playing roles that people will never forgive you for. Like The Last of Us, the girl who played Abby and fucking killed Joel. People fucking hate her right now. You know, and like that, like people are so bad at separating the art from the artist, so to speak. And so that would kill me. So yeah, that's a little bit of update there. In terms of what's new, we have new Paragon coming, like I told you, May 2nd. This is the Coastal Collection. I'm loving it. Okay, we have Real Luna, which is one of my favorite fabrics. We have some cute colors. I really love the color palette. I love the bras. I love the fit. I love that we have new bodysuits. Like, I do love it. I really do. I think that the past couple launches, I would say since the beginning of 2025, I am really happy with Paragon. We've seen a little bit of a change. Now, the one thing I would really love to see come back are the seamless leggings. These were supposed to go live in November. But there was a manufacturing defect in the gusset that they tossed all of the seamless out of the launch. I wish they would have let you guys buy them for like a very discounted rate, honestly. Like because they were so good. And I never had any defects with mine. So anyways, would love to see those come back. And I know they will this year. But I'm really loving the current collections that we've had and the launches that we've had lately. So that comes out on the 2nd. If you guys have any questions, let me know. You can use code DESB for 10% off. We have new Petula coming. That's about all I can say. And at this point in time, we do have the Petula biannual sale going on. Okay, you can use my code DESB for an extra 10% off. Everything is on sale besides the Comfort Collection and Peak. Like if you have any questions for bras, any questions for leggings, shorts, etc., please let me know. I am definitely top tier Petula connoisseur. And that will be for, I believe, like the week. You have the ability to shop Petula. My code will be an extra 10% off. There's going to be stuff like as low as like $18, $10. Like this is the time where they like to like clear out the website. So if you are interested, get it now, strike it while it's hot. Especially like if you've wanted to try Petula but have been hesitant, this is the time to do it. Like grab something that like piques your interest and try it at a way discounted rate. That way, if you know something new comes out and it's of regular price, at least you would feel confident spending that, you know. But we have some exciting stuff coming from them as well. And Buff Bunny Collection, we have some new stuff coming as well. Pretty excited for it too. Can't say much other than that, but I mean, these companies, they just like churn and burn, y'all. Like, and sometimes I wonder, I'm like, how do these companies stay creating new stuff? I mean, we can even go to like Lululemon, right? Lululemon pops new shit out. I think it's every Tuesday. Like how do you keep making stuff? I don't know. Sometimes I'll spiral and just be like, wow, I don't even think we understand how much the world consumes stuff, you know? So yeah, that was on my mind today. But new stuff there. And the newest Hydro Jug came out last week. I don't think there's a lot available still, but the Wally cases are. And if you've never tried Wally cases, use code DESB10. That'll get you 10% off. I like mine. The only thing that sucks is it doesn't fit into a tripod. And I mentioned that last episode, but it does really piss me off because I have to take off my full phone case in order to record and vlog. And that's just that extra step that I'm like, son of a bitch, you know? So that's kind of new for launches. Now, in terms of watches, shows, I really want to make it a goal this summer to create a full list of like things that you guys need to watch. I have been doing watches of the week on like Netflix, Max, Hulu, shit like that. I probably have done watches of the week, I mean, shit, since at least like 2 years ago. Like, I don't know. I feel like I always talk about what I watch. How long it's been like a segment where I actually like make sure to talk about it, I'm not sure, but you could probably go off at least the last 2 years. In every episode, I talk about what I watched this week. But I really want to compile a list of like top tier shows. everyone's always asking me, like, do you have any recommendations on what to watch? And I'm like, you know what? I really do. I have watched some good shit. And I am a watcher. Like, I love to watch documentaries. And I feel like I watch a lot of stuff that isn't mainstream too. So it's like you barely hear about it. And I'm like, but dude, no, I swear by it type of deal. So I really want to make a list of it. But this week I caught up on The Last of Us. We are almost finished with The Pit. Actually, I'm sorry, we're probably halfway. And then I watched The Pulse on Netflix as well. So The Last of Us, we had the final episode. Episode 2. My bad. Episode 2, season 2. And like literally Joel dies. And as Abby is bashing the shit out of his head, I really thought he was going to pull through. Like I did. Like I remember Wyatt was laying on the bed and he turned back to me and he was like, yeah, when he died in the video game, it was crazy too. And I literally was like, he dies? And he goes, well, yeah, I like thought you kind of knew. I'm like, no, like I literally thought he was just going to be really fucked up, but like he was going to pull through. No, like he for real fucking died. And there has only been one other fictional death that has really struck me to my core. And that was Rita off of Dexter. If you guys remember when Dexter found Rita in the bathtub with Harrison on the ground. One of the most gut-wrenching, I mean, Dexter is one of my favorite series I have ever watched. But that scene sticks with me, right? And so in this death also sticks with me. Like, and I am such a Pedro Pascal, like, fan. I love him so deeply. Like, he is my current infatuation, and I think he is all of ours, okay? I never watched Game of Thrones, and I know he was in that. He's also, like, in Star Wars, like The Mandalorian. And he's played a lot of, like, popular characters in the past couple of years. Like, I feel like he's really hitting his peak almost now, which, again, is crazy because he just turned 50. And it just goes to show, like, you just keep doing your fucking thing, for real. But anyways, he is just, when I tell you, that man is so fine. When I tell you he is so fine, by the way, that's a TikTok sound if you're not getting the reference. But I love him. I love his character on The Last of Us. And it really emotionally, like it fucking hurt. For real. Like I was in such shock I couldn't even cry. That's not me. Like I'll cry in a TV show, right? I was so shocked. I almost cried. Like I almost cried and I couldn't, is what I'm saying. I was literally speechless. So that is the worst way to end that episode. From here, like, I don't even know what happens. I've never played the game. Wyatt has. He has an idea of what happens. I told him, like, not to tell me. So we'll see where it goes. I love the idea of The Last of Us. I think it's that perfect teeter between could be real, but it's still very, like, sci-fi, very fictional. It's a great show if you guys have never watched it. Also, I just totally spoiled it for you, but, like, you know, still worth watching, whatever. Next, we had Handmaid's Tale. I didn't catch up on this week's episode because, like I said, Wyatt's gone, so we're waiting to do the shows together. Same with The Pit. Wyatt and I are fucking obsessed with this show. Like, I'm telling you, after the show, I feel like I could be a doctor. Okay, like, you know, we need a crike. Okay, bag him. Start bagging him. Like, okay, he's Brady. He's tacky. Bilateral lungs sound great. Like, I could just rattle this shit off. Push 10 gram of rock, get another epi and 10 milligrams of calcium. Like, okay. I'm literally a doctor after watching this show. They trained so extensively on this show to be the best, you know, physicians in a acting sense that they could. And it really shows. From a lot of you guys that follow me and are actual physicians, doctors, nurses, etc., you have also expressed to me, like, this is the most realistic show I've watched, which I love. And I feel like we're finally seeing, like, doctor stuff make a resurgence because we were, like, all so traumatized from COVID. It's almost like we didn't do a lot of doctor stuff since then, other than, like, your typical Grey's Anatomy. And so I'm really loving the show. And there is a glimpse here that we see a little bit of a flashback of, like, COVID times. And now this hospital is located in Pittsburgh. So like it's popping, okay? You go to like where I live, our hospital, we're probably not dealing with like big traumas. And if they do come in, it's like very seldom. It's just a small town like hospital, right? So from there, like kind of hearing and seeing all that happens, like I cannot imagine not just ER doctors, period, but also like people in healthcare, period. Like whether it's you're a nurse, whether you're a doctor, whether you're triaging, whether like whatever it might be, working during COVID, specifically in the ER. And I only say that because you're just seeing these cases roll in that are very immediate, right? I have so much respect for medical personnel. I always have, okay? I went to EMT school. I was on the rig. Like I said, small town. We didn't see much. The biggest thing I ever got were like, you know, some people slice their fingers off on a chainsaw and I had to like pick them up and put them on ice. You know what I mean? Like that was the extent of my trauma. But as an EMT, like I've seen some shit too, but mostly just those immediate, like you have to take action. Now I picture that with nothing but like PPE on, fucking masks, you know, biohazard suits, like whatever you guys had to wear and do during that time. It honestly breaks my heart. Like I cannot imagine the level of stress and the level of burnout that everyone experienced, honestly. And so if that was you and you were affected, I just want to say, like, I fucking see you. I've always seen you. I've always seen you. I've always had respect for you. But after this show and even seeing it painted in a different light, like I am fucking glaring at you. Okay, like you are seen in this house. The Pit has just been so good. I've really enjoyed it. It's not too like drama-y, lovey-lovey, everyone's fucking in the office. You know, it feels realistic. It feels real. So I've been watching that. And I've also been watching The Pulse on Netflix. This one is a little bit more drama-esque. Still a lot of really good doctoral type shit going on. Like, it's a good balance. Reminds me a little bit more of like that ER, right? That old school ER. But if you've watched the show, I'd be curious what you think about it. There's definitely going to be new episodes, like new seasons for sure. But that character, fucking Cole, Dr. Cole, they call him Cinnabon or whatever. I can't stand that motherfucker. Okay. You know what? He does deserve plastic surgery. Like he is that bitch. He's just a little fucking asshole. Non-committal, like just that typical dude. But yeah, just made me, and then like you see these doctors like go out and like have drinks or, you know, whatever. And I'm like, you forget that doctors still are like doctors, right? Like doctors are still human. They still go out. They still want to like go see a movie, whatever. And I'm just like, girl, how are you walking around with all that fucking knowledge and you're just going out to get pizza? You know, like it feels like these people deserve a level of love that they don't get. You know what I mean? Like, to be a doctor is to be so selfless and to be just so knowledgeable and have so much drive to learn so much and like do the best you can. I just respect the fuck out of doctors and any medical professional for sure. But like, it's crazy. And I love it. I'm on my doctor game right now for real. Like it's been really fun to dive back into that stuff. And I'm a huge like health and science anatomy girly, you know, like that's what I went to school for and what I wanted to do. You know, I wanted to go pre-med because I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon. Like after I got my ACL done, I was like, I want to be him. My doctor, shout out to Dr. Balint, Southman Orthopedic. And I was like, I want to be him. And then I was like, okay, I got to school and I was like, okay, I'm balancing volleyball while trying to learn. It's really hard to be a student athlete, honestly, and like be good at school. It really is. And so at that point I had to be realistic about how am I going to balance all of this? And that's when I just went with a bachelor's of exercise science, which I could use as, you know, a pre-degree to go on to like any form of like medical school or doctoral school if I wanted, which is why I want to go into physical therapy. But now looking back, like, you know how sometimes you just think you're like, man, I probably should have just gone and like been a doctor. Like, I think I would have been a great doctor. And I'm jealous of people with that knowledge. I really am. Like, I think it's a really cool thing to be good at. I really do. So if you're a doctor, like, shout out to you. Okay. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. I talk about BetterHelp a lot, seeing as that it's benefited me in the past 2 years. Some people think, you know, maybe, oh, things have to get really bad until you can go to therapy. You're like, I'm not depressed. Why do I need therapy? But really, therapy is a tool to where you're using it
before things were to get worse and to avoid being at your lowest low. I don't know about you, but why the fuck would you want to get to your lowest low before you climb out to the top again, right? BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video and even live chat sessions with your therapist. You don't have to see anyone on your camera. You don't have to wear pants. You don't even have to put on pajamas. You could be naked wherever you're at and do a therapy session with your therapist. So for me personally, I like to put my AirPods in. I'll walk around my desk room. I'll go for a walk outside when it's nice out, whatever it may be. And that's what works for me. It is customizable and it is more affordable than most in-person therapy. Give it a try. See why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp online therapy. And girls, don't forget to get on BetterHelp.com/DESB and put in that discount code. If you forget that, you do not get that 10% off your first month. And that is the deal with being a listener of Brunch with DESB.
But yeah, those are my watches of the week. I have really just been self-consuming in just those, honestly. I've just been obsessed. And lastly, like I said, I want to get into like a little bit of like looks and stuff. And I wanted to just kind of point out a few things. I've been online a lot of my life, honestly. I wouldn't say like half of my life, by no means. Like, I mean, I've technically, yes, I have been online since I was probably 15. In terms of like MySpace, shit, I had MySpace before then. Like, but not in the way of like compulsively like scrolling and seeing people, right? Like I feel like the early days of Instagram up to probably 2017, 2018, I didn't like know other people used Instagram. You know what I mean? Like I didn't scroll. I never like really compared myself. Like honestly, I never really did at all. Like I didn't even know what the word bloated meant until I started prepping, and that was like 2017. I didn't know what the word bloated meant. Like I didn't know what it was to be bloated. I'm not even fucking playing with you. Like I didn't know what bloated was until I started prepping for my first bodybuilding show and understood, oh, when I eat a lot, my stomach looks different versus like eating clean like at the time. So like I wasn't overly exposed to a lot to like judge myself for. The only thing I ever compared myself with was other people's athletic abilities. Like, oh, I wish I was strong like her. I wish I was fast like her. Or like, she's really good at volleyball. I wish I was a little bit better like her. Never like physical, you know, other than height. Sometimes like I wish I was taller, right? So I could be this type of player or whatever. But it always came back down to like functionality of like sports and stuff. So, you know, here I am, I joined the internet and then 2017, 2018 is when I really like pop off. And I realized that there's a lot of other people who do what I do, a lot of other influencers and stuff, right? As I've continued to be on the internet, and I mean, as we've even just seen it evolve, we see thousands and thousands of people weekly. Oh my God, can you imagine how many, like if you think of just social media alone, not even on the street, at the grocery store, think of how many faces you see. Okay. And out of all those faces, I mean, let's be so for real. How many of them are ugly? I feel like I barely see ugly people, like with all due respect. Like everyone that's on my feed is like always gorgeous. Now, I think beauty is a wide range anyway. So like, it's hard for me to say, oh, someone's ugly. Like, you know, but like, let's be honest, like there's ugly people. That's not shitty to say. Like it's literally just facts. Okay. But I see a lot of beauty online, and it's caused me lately, probably like as I've gotten older, like when I was 28 to 29, that's probably when I really noticed like, oh, like I look like I've aged, you know? Like I kind of have, you know, these like wrinkles right here. Like my face just looks older, you know? I just look older. I look matured. And ever since then, I feel like I've been like looking at other people online, and I've been so, I have my days, as we all do, but like there's some days where I'm like, oh my God, like I need a better chin. Like I need to get like filler here or something. Or like, oh, okay, that girl, I like this that she has. Or, oh, she has really defined cheeks. I need that. I want that. Ooh, I'm ugly without that. And it's crazy because I would have never picked myself apart like that. But I watch myself so much, like even editing my own content, editing my own podcast, seeing myself at multiple angles, being on different like cameras. And I'm not even like the height of every influencer, you know, like there are plenty of other people that do 10 times more than me. And I can't imagine what they feel like they have to keep up with too. But like, it's exhausting, you know? And there's a lot of days where I genuinely have to choose not to scroll because I know it like won't be quote good for me. I'm like, I'm going to go down a rabbit hole thinking that I'm ugly. Like, why am I going to do this? Like, I know I'm not ugly. Okay. I might not be everyone's cup of tea, but like, I know that like I am beautiful just the way I am, you know? And I get Botox. Okay. I've gotten filler in my lips, right? My lips are a little bigger, all with symmetry in mind. But like, I still can appreciate what I look like. However, there's those days where I just feel like I'm so flooded with so many people that I just start picking myself apart. Like, I'm like, do I need to like get a fucking chin implant? Do I need to get a bleph? Like, do I need a facelift? Do I need threads? Like, all these things start going through my mind. Do I need fucking injections in my fucking neck? Like, do I have a double chin? Like, what is, you know what I mean? All these things. And I feel like even if you get them done, you're still chasing what you don't have, you know? And like, so I even think of the most beautiful women you see online. I mean, I see beautiful women all the time, right? I'm like, oh my God, how can you just be so beautiful? To think that the most beautiful women we see even have their own days where they think they're ugly, or like, oh, I wish I had bigger butt, or I wish my boobs were smaller, or like whatever these people are saying. Like, we all live this life, right? Like, it's whether you're the most gorgeous person or not, we all go through these emotions daily, or every other day, or a couple times a week, or that time of the month, whatever it is, where we just kind of like think we want to be someone we're not. And it's so crazy to me because, again, you think of the most beautiful people, and I'm sure some of you guys are thinking that right now about me saying that about myself. You're like, Des, again, I'm not trying to fill my own head. I'm just saying it's the reality of like, some people would hear that, me say that, and be like, oh my gosh, Des, what are you talking about? Like, I would love to have your skin, or I would love to have your hair. By the way, half it's fake. I would love to have your legs. When in reality, like, I pick myself apart about those things, right? And it just reminds me like how social media can be such a blessing and such a curse. Like, we get to communicate and we get to connect and see all of these people that we never would, and we get to learn, and we get to have different outlooks because we hear people's stories and XYZ. There's so much beauty to it, but there is also such a downside, almost like being overstimulated, right? Like, I don't know what you would call that, but like almost like I said, being overstimulated. That's all I can really think about. And it breaks my heart to think that I feel that way and I'm 30. I can decompartmentalize, right? I can see stuff like that and then take a step back with a frontal lobe and go, you know what? I'm in my head today. That's so silly. Why am I thinking about that? Look at all these things I have. I'm grateful. I'm healthy. I'm blessed. Like, blah, blah, blah. But there are like 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds seeing this shit every day who do not have the mental capacity to decompartmentalize and go, oh, they can be beautiful, but so can I in my own way, right? Instead, you have these young girls that literally hate themselves at fucking 12 years old. Like I told you, I didn't even realize or even start comparing myself to people in that way until I was like in my 20s, like 19, 20, 21. The only other thing I can think of is naturally growing up. I will say, like, I had a best friend in middle school. All the boys would always tell her she had such a nice butt. And I always wanted a nice butt. But like, that was the extent of it though. Like, it's not that I ever really put down my own body, right? It was just like, oh, I wish I had a bigger one, right? Like, I don't know. Like, it was just the way I said it was never even negative towards me. Like, I was still so confident in who I was. But I can't imagine that being on 10 with like the social media aspect of it. Like, at this point in time, we had MySpace, we had Top Friends, you know, like stuff like that. There wasn't like a lot of body comparison. I don't know. Is that just me and the way I grew up? Like, I'd be curious, but I just find myself like lately looking at this content that I see on my feed, and I see a lot of like before and afters of like injectables and stuff, because I love that shit. Like when it says before and after, like Anne Hathaway, what do you think she got done? You know, like I like in taking that content. So a lot of content that I then see like reflects that. But when I look at these before and afters, I'm like, okay, I kind of look like the before. Oh my gosh, you're telling me with more filler, I could look like the after. And it sounds crazy, right? And it's, guess what? At the end of the day, if I ended up doing filler in some places, I don't give a fuck. That's my body, not yours. If you are hearing this and you're like, oh man, I feel the same way, but I still really do want to change my appearance, I don't give a fuck. To me, it's not about the like appearance change because you want it. It's like also the appearance change that is also though fueled because you think you need it. I feel like there's a fine line there, and it's not like hammered out perfectly, but that's just how I feel with like injectables lately and seeing people and seeing so many faces and seeing so many bodies. Like I've never picked myself apart more. I have 3 kids, and I find myself being in sometimes this loop of content of people who don't have kids, but like are my age. And they're just like living their best life, or even like they might have just 1 kid, and they're just like living their best life. They still have so much time for things and, and they look hot and they have like either 1 baby, right? Or quote, like no babies, right? No responsibilities. And I'm like, damn, I know I had that life before, but I just really didn't for long, When I think of my like autonomy, I graduated college when I was 22 and I was prepping to go pro, and I went pro at 23. And then we lived in Florida while I was 23, 24. And we were really isolated down there. We were in Fort Myers. Like there was not much to do. We didn't go do much. And, at the time, I'm going to be honest, like my business was very important to me. And so was my body. Like I was planning to prep again to be like a pro and do a pro show. So like I was still very restrictive, maybe if you want to call it that. That year and a half, even between going pro to then, moving back to Ohio, getting married, all those things, like I didn't even get to really experience that opportunity of just what other people are doing right now, And then, before I know it, I had kids. I started having kids at 25. So like from 22 to 25, call it 3 years, that was my fuck it stage, And even then, like Wyatt was still in college for one of those years. And so sometimes I do have a lot of like resentment about the chances and the things I got to do. And then, comparing myself of my body to these people who haven't had kids yet. And it can be exhausting, and not every day is this way. Like not every day I'm in these emotions and not every day I like spiral about this. But when it hits, it can be really hard, right? Like you're like, oh my gosh, why? I don't want to say, why did I do this? But, you have those moments of like, is this really what my life is? This is it. Okay. Yeah, this is it. I'm grounded, where we live right now. Like we will be here for a long time. And Lord willing, universe willing, whatever you want to say, through the kids like graduating and stuff, And so it's crazy to kind of just have that. Maybe it can be scary. Maybe it's the commitment. Maybe that's scary too. It's like just knowing like, wow, yeah, this is it. I feel like I've had such a busy life since I've been a teenager, just like, moving apartments and then moving this and then moving a house. And yeah, you're just kind of like, okay, yeah, this is it. This is where my life is. And every day is, I don't want to say the same day. Every day is truly different, but this is it, And it's just one of those seasons that's, it got me a few times the past couple weeks, where I kind of spiral about that. Maybe it is also with, when I turned 30 and just being like, wow, I really am entering a new season of life. And they always tell you, life goes by fast. Before you know it, you'll be my age. And, you look at like your parents and you're like, wow, even my parents my mom will be 50 this year. My dad, 52, he'll be 53 or he'll be 52 or he turned 52 or 53. And you're just like, I've aged, but so have they. Like, I still vividly remember my mom turning 30 and I was 10, like I was 10, almost 11. I was 11. I think I would have turned 11 and now she's turning 50, that's 20 years ago. And I still remember her turning 30. And so, yeah, between being jealous of other people, where they're at versus like where you are, being comparative in terms of what you look like and other people do, it's one of those moods I think we all get sucked in. You know, we can try as hard as we can to like not. And when you get in those spaces, it's just so important to remember, okay, what grounds me? What brings me back? And I think for me, it's just remembering like we are all on our own journey for a reason. And if you were to take someone else's life, you know, it still wouldn't have been the same for you. Everyone's meant to do different things for a reason. And there's always a reason why you don't have what you think you want. You know, and I really do stand by that. Rejection is redirection. I really do. I stand in that so hard. There's always a reason for something, whether it's a teaching moment, a learning lesson, a new promotion instead, or a different job in a better environment. Like there's always a reason, right? So, you know, just lean into that and remember what grounds you and brings you back to those positive thoughts. Doesn't mean you can't have them, right? You can always have those moments where you're like, oh, fuck, like I really wish I looked different, or I wish I had a few more pounds to lose or something like that. Like you can have those thoughts and you can fix them. You know, if you want to go out and get the fucking filler, get the fucking lipo, I don't give a fuck. Literally, I'm not here to judge you. I don't give a shit. But I think we always do need to just remember how great we are without it too, you know? And it's just important to remember we're all beautifully made. And there's something so special about knowing that we all have our own unique DNA and our own unique look for a reason, you know, it's really cool. So yeah, that was just on my mind today. A little bit of a weird finish to an episode, but just like, I don't know, I was just thinking about it and spiraling about it. And I was like, you know, I feel like my girls need to listen to this too and need to give me their feedback of what they think. Because I always like hearing from you guys, and hopefully this is a message too that kind of reached you today and you're like, yeah, you know, I was in a weird mindset this past week too, and you need to snap out of it as well. So I love you guys. Happy Sunday. You always know where to find me. All right. DESB, and the B stands for back and forth, because listen, we don't know where this is going to go. Okay. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday. Have a beautiful start to the month of May, and I will see you on the flip side.